Hey, so these are my thoughts on the Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah. I want to start with the most disturbing, despicable, and disgusting allegation and accusation that came out of this interview. The parents were actually spoken to about the possible color or skin tone of their son prior to his birth and what that would look like, right, or mean. Now, they were told that he could not inherit titles, and he also would not be entitled to any private security. And that would be, of course, regardless of the skin tone or color. Now, I definitely included this still here because I have my own opinion and it may not be well received or well taken, but hear me out. If you pay attention to this, you do see Meghan's hand, she touches her stomach. Harry looks very much concerned. For me, this young woman has a lot of hell in her. And I point to this picture as could be some sort of evidence, but I really can't say that because I have seen other royal couples actually do the same, recreate the same moment. So I don't know if it's like a directed moment, staged or whatever. I've even seen celebrities do similar things. And maybe it's just something that producers think is cute, or they're, touting something or pointing to something. Because, like I said, I've seen that same moment over and over. Now, when you look at this picture and the next picture, I want you to ask yourself, does Meghan look like she is weak and not in control? This clip of Harry responding or speaking on the racism issue and what he thought about it, if you pay close attention, I feel that here Meghan looks powerful. The look she is giving him is almost like she is coaching him without words. That clip is going to play again. And the look she's giving him as well, for me, says, you better say the right thing. Harry, of course, does say, he speaks on what he will speak on, and then he says, I won't ever give this part of the information. Now, my opinion, like I said, it could be very controversial. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. If you watch any other videos, you definitely know that I have no tolerance for any type of racism, and I'm definitely not one to defend it. Okay? And I'll definitely call a spade a spade. But for me, there are other elements and other factors for me that seem to be in play here. Okay? And I'm just going to give you my thoughts on what those things are and why this could be something else, and why Meghan is definitely, for me, a person who was very troubled, maybe due to some trauma. Like I said, a lot of hell and fire and rage in her, and she became a part of this family. She played the part. That's why you have to allow yourself enough time to get to know a person, to let that person that they are hiding fully show themselves. I'm a type of person, I've always been like that, whether it's a personal relationship, whatever it is, I'm gonna know you. Nothing is gonna be rushed, and the jury is out until I get to know you. Okay? With that being said, so I'm wondering if the conversation about the possible color of their child's skin was not done more in preparation, or having a conversation about what she could possibly expect. Okay? That is a real conversation that needs to happen. If you look at it, there were many who were very excited about the young couple in the UK or Great Britain, the British. I'm not great with geography, but you know what I mean. There were many people who were excited about the love story, but it was also divided. People definitely felt that this was not a match, a good match. They felt, in a sense, that Meghan was beneath Harry. And we know that some of this is rooted in some sort of racism. We know that. For some people, it is just them feeling like, I believe she was married, and I'm gonna touch on those things just to show that there may be more to this. Now, do you think for one moment that Meghan had no idea? She could not foresee that there would be very high expectations about and around the way she did things, um, the way she spoke, what information she released, what she wore, if those things were not scrutinized. She has some idea, and I'm sure that the man she loved had shared some of this with her. Now, if we remember, Harry definitely at some points, uh, I would say he caused a few scandals when he did a few things and ended up in tabloids in America as well as, where he lives. And so he is no stranger to trying to, just kind of move away from all that he knows and some of the structure and just be himself. And I'm sure her being someone he loved, and I'm pretty sure that he has spoken to her about what he has gone through and shared different things with her. And I'm sure there were conversations about expectations. So you have to keep that in mind when you think about her going in and all of this trouble happening, all of this pushback and outrage. Okay, you have to keep that in mind. The other thing is that, let's think about this, right? So she's a part of the family. She I want to be clear, she could never fully understand unless she actually is in it, but she has some knowledge and she's heard and had some info on what some of the things she could expect. And I'm sure that was even done by the family themselves in a formal way, right? So the child cannot have security. He's not entitled to personal security, and he cannot inherit titles. So I pointed out that I pointed out one aspect of that. So I'm gonna go to another one. Let's think about this. Of course, Harry's born into this family. He's born with a title. Now, Meghan's race didn't prevent her from receiving a title, even if it was just some sort of gesture, empty gesture, and there's really no power associated with it. But we can't say that. She was actually given one, right? And although the child is not entitled to personal security, Harry and Meghan both have security. So let's think about this. This child will have the same security, private security, that they have, the mother and father have as a couple. And when he reaches the school age where he can go to school on his own, this child will be wealthy enough to pay for private security. So you see how this conversation may just be preparation for what to expect, not leaving him high and dry. Now, the only concern that I can see here is to say, well, hiring private security, are they going to be on a level that the royal guard or the royal private security is on? That could be like the only issue for me. But even after this child is, you know, grown, most it's likely he will be able to have afford private security and anything else he wanted being a part of this family. I'm like, I could believe, okay? Let's think about this. The royal family has been rumored. People have said that the family, there's inbreeding from the beginning. People say that it's family built on incest. But what we know that as, and does go on even from the beginning of time with many families, they believe in preserving a bloodline, and that is said to be true in this family. Now let's pay attention into this and remember, it is said that Princess Diana and Kate Middleton are both distant relatives of the royal family. And so if this monarchy has gone this to these lengths to preserve the bloodline, I would imagine that there are some laws, some guidance, some sort of rules and traditions regarding who can inherit and who can have certain things when it comes to this. I think those things are very much possible. Now, let's think about this. There are other things that we can look at, okay? There are other things we can look at. Remember, even Prince Charles was not allowed, if we really pay attention. Princess Diana, we all, loved her. I remember as a child watching her wedding on, television. I was, fairly young, but it was, I was a child. It was like a fairy tale. And so, of course, at some points, I've, watched other things that she was a part of. If she was on the news doing some sort of event or visiting a different country, I was just, from the wedding, I was always attracted to that. And that's how I learned of her. And so, if we can believe some of the leaked tapes, I believe from some sort of doctor or friend and documentaries that have been made about Diana, the real issue is that Prince Charles, as beautiful as Diana was, uh, and as loving and kind as she seemed, it seems like Prince Charles, this issue really happened because he was not allowed to marry the woman he loved. And I know that she has been married before, and it sounds like they had some sort of affair when they were both married. And that kind of prevented them from getting married even after him and Diana were no longer together, right? But I can't say for fact that she had been married when they were young. If I look at this, I kind of think that there was some issue and some reason he was not allowed to marry her, okay? And if you want my honest opinion, like I said, this young lady has a lot of hell in her. And another thing that I would look at is her father and her sister's behavior. Now, we all know the saying that an apple does not fall far from the tree. I'm not attacking Meghan. I'm just saying that she may not even be aware of wanting to tear other people down or family down. You see, when you don't have a close family and there's no love, and I'm not saying she didn't get that from her mom, who looks like she did a great job, and I don't know the full story, okay? But I can just say, if her father and sister are willing to, after she is committed and about to marry the prince, if they're willing to, for some money, go attack her and provide some sensational story, okay? Um, I'm not sure if she's so far from this. And I'm not sure if you come into a family that is as tight knit as this with rules, that you are not sieved in because you're missing something, whether it's your dad or however you felt, and you want to just now burn everything up around you. Okay? Because, like I said, I feel like I can see these things in her. She was not blind going into this. She was not a victim then. She's not a victim now. I can certainly understand having a cause, going up against a system that is racist. We definitely know about systemic racism, but this is actually a family, whether it's a brand or monarchy, to go in and now try to fight the system, something that's been in place for years and years. It is not a cause at all, okay? As far as them not wanting to defend her, you certainly see that the palace and the royals comment on certain things. There are so many stories out there about all of them. Some of the craziest, bizarre stories to, just very seedy and you know what I mean, very scandalous things that they print in tabloids and things like that. And I'm pretty sure they have people who decide what they need to respond to and deal with. It sounds like, just for this example, Meghan wanted to be in charge and in control of what they responded to. She wanted to go to, is it HR, in a sense of Karen. You respond to that. That is not how it is done. She wanted to be in control. And in this case, I feel like she is kind of using Harry's trauma from the loss of his mother and what she went through to affect him. And she's great at manipulation. Harry certainly pushed back against the establishment and felt comfortable outside of it, but never left his family. I think that this will end in divorce when he realizes.